Oh yeah. Are those even yours to eat? Be nice.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, yay! Here we are. We are live. Not Memorex, but we are live. Because, well, you know what? It is Throwdown Thursday, and I want you to hear me clearly. Your past is not a prison. It's not a sentence. It's not a life term. You don't have to be stuck in it. And some of you are still living in the past, feeling like it's holding you back, holding you hostage, keeping you from the great potential that you do have. And well, that's not true. Because see, the past, in all essence, is as simple as a map. It's proof on where you've been and what you've done. Okay? And so what happens is, a lot of people tend to forget that the things that bury you in the past, that overwhelm you, that overburden you, that task you, that challenge you, that disrupt your life, those things that literally bury you in the ground, you're not being buried. You're being planted. Because sometimes movement takes a downward action before you can go upward. When you walk, what do? You throw your leg forward, right? All right, then what do? You push off with your back. That's how life is. You look forward and you push off with your back. Because see, what happens is people think that a prison isolates you from purpose, and it does. That being buried puts you in the ground as in you're dead. But no, you're being planted. You're being positioned for purpose. You're being positioned. And so we're going to break it down, all right? Because some people need to stop thinking about prison thinking, that I'm stuck.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Prison thinking.
That I'm stuck. Prison thinking is when you're in a jail cell and you can't do anything. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. You can't escape.
Are you just saying about one thing and one thing only?
No, not that. You're just you're not allowed to do anything. You can't succeed in anything. And so a lot of people are stuck in that prison thinking, I'm stuck.
I love you.
I love you, bud.
Buenas noches. ¿Tú quieres café en la mañana?
Sí.
Gracias.
We don't have any cheddar cheese.
Well, that's
3 cheese?
We have
No,
Kobe Jack.
Well, it's already in. Water's already in the biscuit.
We have Kobe Jack.
We're not using Kobe Jack. I hate Kobe Jack.
Kobe Jack would work.
I hate Kobe Jack.
You do realize Kobe Jack is basically waits until 10:30 at night to make biscuits. Anyways, people need to move away from prison thinking that they're stuck. And they need to start thinking about being planted. Planted thinking. Planted thinking is I'm becoming. I'm growing. I'm going to reach for the sky. Because when most people think that they're buried, they start to panic. Now, there's a story up there about a mule that fell down a well. A mule fell down a well and it was out there, heeing and hawing so loud it was driving a farmer nuts. The farmer came out there to check it out. And when the farmer came out there to check it out, he looked down the well, saw the mule down there at the bottom of the well. And he's like, how am I going to get the mule out of there? He's pretty much trapped down there. And so the farmer decided just to bury him and put him out of his misery because, well, he can't stand letting an animal suffer to death like that. So he started throwing the dirt down in the well. The mule was down there, and all of a sudden the dirt's hitting him in the head, and it's like, oh no, I'm being buried alive. You know, and the dirt's coming down, and it's collecting up around his ankles and around his hooves, and it's up to his stomach, and he's freaking out about all this dirt coming down on him. And then he finally realized, I could just step up. And so he steps up and packs the dirt down. See, what was starting to bury him started helping him rise from the well. And as the farmer kept filling the hole with dirt, and the dirt kept falling on top of the mule would just shake it off and step up. Shake it off and step up with each shovelful of dirt. Shake it off and step up. Until finally the mule was jumping out of the well. See, a lot of us have life throw dirt on us, and we think that's it. We're being buried by life's challenges. We're being buried by life's regrets. We're being buried by life's, yuck that hits us. We just got to learn to shake it off and step up. Use it as a stepping stone to make us better. Because see, you know what? We all go through those dark seasons. We all go through those dark seasons. And when you go to plant seeds, they have to go through the dark season too. They get planted in dirt. There's no sunshine under that dirt. And so what happens is they get planted in dirt and they grow towards the sun. See, some of your darkest moments weren't destructed. They were developed. You weren't losing. You were rooting. Because see, in the dark times, in those challenges, in those yuck times, I love using the word yuck because nobody expects somebody to use yuck. Good job. And so what happens is those yuck times, they teach you patience. They teach you discernment. You learn how to hear your own voice and learn how to be resilient. You learn how to shrug it off and step up. Because darkness doesn't mean defeat. Darkness means depth. Because see, dark seasons build strength. What happens when you plant a seed in the dirt is it's hidden. It's hidden from the sky. But what happens is the little tendrils come out of that seed and sprout. And it starts looking for water. Starts looking for stuff. And then it starts growing the other way, looking for sunlight. It starts growing and spreading, and it looks for stuff. What the hell was that? Huh? Oh well, whatever. And so what happens is when life gets dark, people stop seeing everything that doesn't matter. They stop chasing the noise. They stop performing for people. They stop pretending. Because when the dark seasons come, you finally hear what's important to you. You finally hear your own voice again. You finally get clarity of your inner strength. You know, the kind that can't be shaken by opinions or pressure. Why? How am I producing unoriginal content? How? And so that clarity becomes your inner strength, the kind that can't be shaken by opinions or pressure. Because nothing grows tall until it grows deep. And deep growth happens underground, unseen, uncelebrated, unposted. See, dark seasons force you to build the endurance. They force you to build the discipline. They force you to build the character, your identity. Because roots grow in darkness before they're displayed in daylight. They spend most of their time under the ground before they punch through that dirt and see the light of day. And that's what you are. When life throws challenges at you and you become overwhelmed, you're not being buried. You're being planted. Because see, seeds don't break open in comfort. They break open under pressure. And that pressure creates focus. That focus creates resilience. That focus creates courage. That focus creates strategy. Because pressure isn't punishment, it's activation. And when you turn that pressure into activation, that pressure exposes what's real. See, pressure strips away the fake. It strips away the fragile. It strips away the temporary. It shows you what's real and what's not. It shows you what's solid. It shows you what's true. It shows you what's you. And that clarity becomes power. Because you can't lead from confusion.
Daddy, can I give you back the scissors?
I don't have them. They're not in here.
What are we going to use?
I don't know. What'd you do with my scissors?
I've been using the pliers.
Yeah, my scissors are gone. They're not in here.
I've been stirring this for about 10 minutes. It says stir until dough forms. Dough is not forming.
How much water did you use?
3/4. It's only 2.
Okay.
Should I just put it in like the cupcake pans?
Keep stirring.
Told me not
See,
to overstore.
the clarity becomes power. What cheese are you putting in it?
Cheddar.
Okay.
I found cheddar.
All right. That clarity becomes power because you can't lead from confusion.
Daddy, can you use something else?
I don't have anything else to use. What do you guys do with my scissors?
Maybe use your. Oh, I forgot you had to.
Yeah, go find them.
I don't know where they are.
Well,
This is going to melt, and I need it.
yes, sweetheart, we all have challenges. I don't know what you guys did with my scissors. Gotta love kids. Sorry about that. Gotta love kids. Have kids, I said. They'll be fun. Not even mind. But you know what? Comfort makes you lazy. Pressure makes you innovative. Because when life squeezes you, you start thinking sharper, moving smarter, and planning deeper. Pressure forces you to develop discernment. You're able to pull away. And that pulling away is power. You're able to pull away from the things that are keeping you grounded, the things that are keeping you from growing. You're able to pull away from the challenges that are trying to push you down. And pressure activates courage. Because courage doesn't show up when things are easy. I'm sorry, you don't get heroes when good times are there. Courage shows up when things get tight. Courage shows up when things get hard. Courage shows up when nobody else wants to do it. Because pressure forces you to move scared. It forces you to speak up. It forces you to take risks. It forces you to step forward. It forces you to create momentum. Because like I said, seeds don't break open in the sunlight.
Can I whisk it?
Yeah, they break open under pressure. And you know what? Your breaking point wasn't your ending. It's your activation. It's your activation. So, in all essence, your breaking point was your activation point. Because, people think that they're being buried and that it's the end because of all the challenges going on around them. When life throws dirt on you, it feels final. It feels like it's a silence. It feels like it's isolation. It feels like it's defeat. Like, that's it. I'm being buried alive. Oh, what am I going to do? I'm being buried alive, says the mule at the bottom of the well. Seeds feel the same treatment. What kind of mindset are you? Because a seed is buried even before it's ever anything. You don't even know what a seed is until it gets buried and starts growing. And that's the truth. Your burial wasn't a finish. It was a formation. It was a formation of an opportunity to grow. It's your choice on whether you want to stay buried or grow. Because don't take this the wrong way. We're going to be buried a hell of a lot longer than we're going to be alive. And so breakthroughs don't happen on the surface. It happens in the soil, the place nobody sees. Because see, what happens is when life buries you, you push it into the exact environment where transformation happens. Silence, isolation, pressure. Do you mind?
Well, why you put down my pants?
Guys, do you mind?
That's inappropriate. Shut up.
When life burdens you, it pushes you into the exact environment where transformation happens, where the silence happens, where the isolation happens, the pressure, the darkness. See, these conditions don't destroy you. They develop you. Will you please?
Is this pancake mix or flour?
Pancake mix.
Why do you have pancake mix?
It'll work.
Nobody knows how to.
Why is she making this at 10:30 at night? But you know what? The point is, when life gets dark, everything unnecessary fades out. No noise, no crowds, no performance. In the dark is finally when you hear your own voice again, and that clarity becomes your inner strength. So pressure isn't punishment, it's activation. And when you turn that pressure into power, that pressure strips away everything fake. And that's how you can rebuild. Because pressure builds the capacity that you have. You don't grow in comfort. Nothing ever grows in comfort. You grow under the weight.
How did you find scissors?
And so what happens is
How do you
comfort can
find
make you
scissors?
casual.
Silverware drawer.
Pressure makes you intentional. And when life squeezes you, you start thinking sharper, moving, smarter, planning deeper. And that's why the past is so important. Because the past helps you realize where you've been and where you're going. And it gives you that extra little momentum of courage. Hey, I've been here before. I've done this before. Because in your past, wounds will turn into wisdom. Your setbacks can turn into strategy. Those storms can turn into strength. And that fear will turn into fuel. Because see, pressure isn't punishment. It's preparation. You're not cracking, you're activating. Because you've been asking, why is everything hitting me at once? Why does it feel like life keeps tightening the grip? Why does it feel like I'm carrying more than I should? And you know what? Pressure is not the sign you're failing. That's a sign you're forming. It's the announcement that something inside of you is waking up, that the force reveals is real. The weight, pressure builds the weight. Pressure squeezes and creates strategy. Pressure creates the courage to stand up and do something. Because pressure is the gym. Yeah, that looks better.
Can I put it in the oven now?
If you want to. Pressure is the gym that your purpose trains in. Now, pressure will also expose what's real. See, pressure will expose who's really with you. Pressure will expose who's your friend and who's actually with you on whatever challenge you're going through. I used to call them good time Charlies. When there's work to get done, they're gone. But when there's barbecues and parties and stuff like that, go, hey, they're the first one there and the last one to leave. Actually, no. First one there and first one to leave before it's time to clean up. You know, and so what happens is pressure kind of sorts those people out. Pressure also helps determine what you really value in life. Do you really need that $7 coffee on the way to work? Or is that $7 better spent somewhere else? Pressure will also help you focus on what you really believe, what you're really made of. If you're willing to stand there and go through whatever hassle it is to get the things done. If you're willing to try and go through the extra effort to do the job right. Whether you're really willing to go through the extra effort to graduate school. Because, see, pressure removes the masks that you didn't even know you were wearing. It forces you to stop performing and start becoming. And that clarity becomes your unshakable truth. Because you can't lead from confusion. Pressure will help build your capacity. Pressure doesn't let you grow in comfort. Pressure doesn't keep you small. Comfort keeps you small by not letting you grow. Comfort keeps you predictable. Comfort keeps you safe. While pressure will stretch you. Pressure will expand you. Pressure forces you to carry more than you thought you could. And that pressure comes on the seasons that you don't ask for. Because when I said comfort makes you casual, well, you know what? Pressure makes you intentional. Because when life squeezes you, you start thinking harder. You start thinking sharper. You start focusing and planning and scheming and getting ideas on how to overcome your challenges. You plan differently. You move differently. You choose differently. Because pressure forces you to develop your other senses. Pressure forces you to develop and become stronger. It makes you smarter. Now, and it also forces you to activate courage. Because courage doesn't show up when things are easy. Courage shows up when things are hard. Courage forces you to move scared. Courage forces you to speak up. Courage forces you to take risks that you normally wouldn't have taken. To step forward and stop hiding. Because once again, seeds don't break through the sunlight. They break open under the pressure and grow towards the sunlight. And that crack that you experience, that isn't destruction, it's activation. Because you've withstood more than you know. You've owned more than people seen. And it's time to win in a way that nobody can ignore. It's time to step up and grow, making your next move your loudest one yet.